In this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to use the Divi Builder Person module. The Person module is a great way to display a personal bio about an individual, including an optional profile photo, name, position within a company, bio text, and links to social media profiles. So here we have 3 person modules with 3 different personal bios. The perfect example of where this might be useful would be for an About Us page. So if you have a company you'd like to list some information about your team members, you can do so using the Person module. So that's exactly what we're going to do in this tutorial. I've created a basic About Us page, and towards the bottom here where it says the crew, I'm going to list our 3 crew members. So I'm going to edit the page and start off by adding a new row there at the bottom. Since we're adding 3 personal bios, I'm going to choose a 3 1/3 column row, and I'm going to insert our first person module by clicking the Insert Modules button here in our first column. Locate the person module, and once you click on that, you're going to be greeted with the various person module settings. Now, as with every Divi Builder module, settings are separated into 3 tabs: General Settings, Advanced Design Settings, and Custom CSS. As a general rule of thumb, everything you need to create a great page with the Divi Builder can be found inside the General Settings, but if you want even more control over the appearance of the module, then you can move into the Advanced Design Settings tab, which has all kinds of great customization settings for every single part of the module: font sizes, colors, font weights, letter spacing, line height, padding margin. Basically everything you can think of can be done here in the Advanced Design Settings tab. Also, if you know CSS, if you're a CSS savvy person, well, you can just skip over to the Custom CSS tab and make those customizations yourself by adding custom CSS to the module and individual elements within the module. Now, I have some great tutorials that focus on the advanced design settings and custom CSS, so be sure to check those out back on the documentation page. But for this tutorial, I'm just going to focus on the general settings. So moving back, the first setting we have is the name, which is the name of the person. So you're going to want to input their name here. Their position within the company. So if this is a company bio, you might want to input their position. Image URL, this would be their profile photo. So you can upload an image of the person here or choose from images within your WordPress gallery. You can choose to have an animation tied to that image, so as you scroll down the page, the image will fade in from the left, right, top, bottom, or you can have no animation as well. So I'll have it fade in from the left. Finally, you can choose your text color. Now, if you have a dark background color applied to the section, you probably want to have a light text color, but since we have a white background color on our section, I'm going to keep the dark text color to ensure that it's readable. Next, you can input profile URLs to each of these profiles: Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and LinkedIn. So if you have profiles for any of these, you can input the full profile URL here. So, for example, facebook.com/elegantthemes, or whatever your profile URL happens to be. Next up is the description about the person. So just input whatever you want to say about the person here. And finally, we have our admin label, CSS ID, and CSS class, which we won't be using in this tutorial. Now, at any time during the configuration of the module, you can get a preview of that module by clicking the preview icon. So you can see what you've been working on. So here we have the module rendered in its parent section. And you can also switch between our responsive design testing tabs to get an idea how that module will appear at various different screen sizes. So it's looking pretty good. I'm going to save and exit. And since I want to have 3 of these modules, I'm going to duplicate this twice, move them over, and then switch out some of the info here. I'm just going to change the images for now, but you'd want to obviously input the relevant information for each person. And there we go. I can preview it again to get an idea of what I've been building here. So we have our 3 person modules with images and their names and positions, bios, links to Facebook, each placed in a 1/3 column. So I'm going to save the page and take a look at the front end here. and we can see what our finished page looks like. So scrolling down to the bottom, here we have the crew, and there you have the finished person module. Now before I wrap up here, I want to just briefly touch on those advanced design settings I kind of skipped over earlier. Like I said before, there's so much you can do in these advanced design settings. You can customize absolutely everything. For example, you could change the icon color. Maybe I want to make it purple. Those are the social media profile icon colors. You could change the header font. Maybe you want to change that to something different font, or maybe make it a little bit bolder. Make it all caps. You could even increase the size a bit, make it stand out a little bit more. And while you're playing with these, you can always bounce back and forth between the preview. So here I have a preview of what I've been working on with my purple icon color and bigger, bolder font here. So that's looking pretty good. And you can, like I said, customize just about anything in those settings and kind of bounce back and forth between the preview system here. And yep, that's a basic overview of the Divi Builder person module.